What's going on, guys? Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be jumping into the charts. I'm just going to be going over Bitcoin, where I think it's heading next. Now, if we go onto CoinMarketCap, got Bitcoin down 12.6% in the last 7 days, Ethereum 14%, XRP 15%, BNB 8%, Solana 9%. Everything seems to be dropping. We've got the fear and greed index currently sitting at 11 in extreme fear. As you guys know, this is the best time to buy it. This is the best time to average in and basically buy the dip. Now, every single time we come into these levels, this level around here, we typically have a very, very good bounce from here. So I'm expecting a bounce at some point, but that's what we're going to go over today. And yeah, I'm going to go over what I think is next for Bitcoin. Okay, guys, so we're currently on the weekly chart here. Now, this is a support level that we're tapping into. I called this all the way up here. Everyone said there's going to be a bounce back up and whatever. But yeah, I called this all the way down here, said we're going to continue to the downside. Now, this is a support level here. However, the actual support level would be all the way down to the wick down here. Okay. Now, if we look at that support level there, we look at the equilibrium, and then we look at the fair value gap, it makes complete and utter sense that we come down to 76,000. However, crypto does what crypto wants. I can potentially see us coming down maybe a tiny bit further, bouncing into the equilibrium, maybe even a potential fake out past the equilibrium, all the way down to kind of 65, 62 to 65. Now, this is kind of a bit of a bearish scenario on the micro, because obviously then it's going to take longer, and then once we bounce, obviously we're going to bounce and go absolutely parabolic. So I'm looking for an opportunity. We're going to go over the smaller time frames in a second to kind of look for opportunities in between the macro, but this is what's really making sense right now, to come down to kind of 77, maybe an overextension, kind of maybe 60, 66, 68, around these levels, and then basically not close there, have a wick into these levels. Let's go over the smaller time frames though. Okay, so I've just gone to the 4-hour chart. Trading view is bugging a bit. I tried to go to the daily chart and it just wasn't loading, so I've gone to the 4-hour chart. All right, so if we look on a 4-hour chart, we're obviously bouncing into support level. This is wicked all the way down here, but what I'm kind of seeing is we've got kind of one wave, two waves, three waves, overextension down. It does make sense to have a reversal at this level. Now, if we look at the RSI here, I can't really zoom in, but if you look down here, we've had a bounce, but we've also had a support, overextension, and then potential leg up here. We've also got some fair value gaps in here that probably need filling at some point, and we're currently sitting at 84,000. So there's not loads of volume in the market either, so I'm seeing this as a potential fake out. Obviously, when you look at kind of the weekly, then the daily, and then you zoom into the 4-hour, you then really get an idea. Even though on the weekly and the monthly is looking a bit bearish, when I actually zoom in, if we can potentially break this trend, and with the 3-wave down, the fear and greed index falling into support levels, we could potentially bounce from these levels. So typically in a market like this, I've already done my trades. We caught this move up here perfectly. If you go back to my previous videos, I called it around here somewhere, or here. Yeah, I think the double bounce called it around here. Came in, wicks perfectly there on that long position. Absolutely perfect trade. And that was basically a trade in between a trade. So on the macro, I said, look, we're going to fall. I said, let's take this trade. We're going to go up before we fall. Boom, we've hit there. Then we've continued to the downside. So everything's playing out absolutely perfectly. And the thing is, you can look at multiple time frames, and right now they're not all saying the same thing. So when they're not all saying the same thing, I won't open any long-term trades. This trade has already hit. This is absolutely perfect. This one, then I'm going to sit and just wait until I see a potential reversal. Now, if I have confirmation of a reversal, then we're going to start longing the market again. But right now, all the time frames are saying slightly different things. Higher time frames are saying we're in a bear market, we're going down. Smaller time frames are saying, look, we're oversold and everything. We're potentially coming into a big reversal at some point in the near future. So yeah, guys, look, if you want to open a trade, open a trade. You can probably long from these levels. Personally, I wouldn't advise it. I'm not going to be doing it, but I know a lot of people do like to gamble and just open trades for sake of trades. I've had a change of character here, break a structure, three waves down, overextension. So I'm looking for a bounce. RSI is telling me the same thing. Fear and greed index, higher time frames are saying we're still a bit bearish, but that could change very, very quickly. If you want to open a trade, do it around these levels. I'm not going to give you a take profit or stop loss because personally I'm not opening a trade. If you're not in my public channel, join my public channel. I don't take that many trades, but when I do, they tend to work out. I'll always wait for confirmation. I never gamble the market. Also, I put the link in the description. If you sign up to Weex Exchange, you'll basically get 20% deposit bonus. So if you put $2,000, you'll get $400 completely for free. So definitely sign up to Weex Exchange. Definitely join my public channel on Telegram. The link is in the description of the video, and everything that I'm doing in the markets I'll always post in there, and I'll obviously do the videos on YouTube. So yeah, maybe just sit on your hands for the moment. If you want to gamble the market, that's up to you guys, but I'm just sitting on my hands. I'm waiting for confirmation. Once we have confirmation of reversal, then I'll be longing the market. If we continue to the downside, I might wait for a small bounce and then potentially open a short or a long. Let's see where it goes, but always wait for confirmation. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.